Mitch from PickDogs.com, Sunday, April 9th, 2023, here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It is the final day of the NBA regular season. It is Major League Baseball regular season. We've got plenty of action for you today and lots of good handicappers here with your picks. So not going to waste a lot of time. Just going to bring in Big Al McMordie. Al, how's it going this morning?
Going well. How are you doing, Mitch?
I'm hanging in there. It's that time of year for all of us. It's kind of like you see that schedule start to whittle down a little bit. You're like, oh man, I might be able to go to bed at a reasonable hour. So I'm pretty excited about that. How about you?
I guess, it's kind of a bittersweet thing. You like the fact that there's less games, especially since the end of the college basketball season. On the other hand, basketball is kind of like my first love. So I kind of sorry to see it go as well.
Well, it's not really going anywhere. We'll be seeing basketball well into the summer. I remember the NBA Finals used to begin on Memorial Day. Now it's like they don't begin until like July 4th or something. I mean,
no, it's really going to begin. I think it's going to begin around. I want to say it's around Memorial Day again this year. I mean, they have it scheduled. You can look it up.
Take a look. NBA playoffs.
I don't think it's that far after it.
It's going to be. And the finals begin June 1st.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 days after Memorial Day.
Oh, so not as far as it's.
Yeah, I mean the NHL actually goes, starts a little bit later now than the NBA. Because the NBA, I don't know.
When I lived in Boston, if the Bruins actually made the playoffs, which was always a rare thing, they had no air conditioning in the old Boston Garden. They used to have fans on the side of the ice, like blowing the fog off of the ice because you couldn't see where anybody was. That's how hockey runs. But yeah, it's just interesting. Nice to see hockey in Florida, and two teams in Florida. You have teams in Arizona. Or just.
I mean, they played the Frozen Four at Amalie Arena in Tampa, which is insane.
Well, neither of our teams did well, so it was a bad idea.
Mitch went to college at BU. I went to college at Michigan, and our teams both lost in the semifinals of the Frozen Four. So
I'll tell you, and the thing is, we were there. Both of our teams were there. They were in it and let it get away. I thought, Minnesota was just a better team.
And Quinnipiac played better than Michigan too.
Yeah, so. We've been better than them other years, but they were better than us this time, and we'll be back. I like Pandolfo in there as the head coach. I think he's we're now he's the third coach now, second coach after Jack Parker. It's just when you have that legend that's been there forever, it's like it just takes a little bit to get through all that, and I think that's where BU is right now. But anyways, we got a ton of NBA today. Everybody's playing, or nobody's playing. All the teams are playing, but nobody's playing. And then we've got. I think you and I could probably see some minutes if we really wanted to. They should have that on on eBay or something. An auction.
You could buy,
to play 2 minutes
time for
two minutes for the Clippers. You get to play 2 minutes on the court for the Clippers during actual game time. But anyways, what are you looking at today?
I'm going to look at the matchup between the Denver Nuggets and Sacramento Kings. I mean, the Nuggets, they played yesterday in Salt Lake City, and they got upset by the Jazz as a double-digit favorite. They were upset 118-114. So now they have to play their home finale without rest. And unrested underdogs off an upset loss of coverage is 29% going back the last 33 years in their final game of the season. So that doesn't bode well for Denver. And then historically, the Nuggets have been awful at home when playing without rest. They're 54-104 with a push ATS going back to the early 90s at home when they're not when they're unrested. So that doesn't bode well either. Sacramento Kings have been terrific as a road favorite, 16-6-1 ATS their last 23. I'm going to lay the points with the Kings in this last game of the season.
What we've seen from the Nuggets, it's like when they decide to tank it, they really have tanked it this season. We've seen we've seen them, play really well. I mean, obviously, they have the best record in the West. They haven't saved their best for last. And the Nuggets generally in the playoffs are a team that when by the time it's all said and done, everybody seems to be injured and out, at least every season recently. And didn't like Joker get thrown out? They decided game that was a couple of years ago where he just got, he was the last one left and then he got ejected from the elimination game for them. So they just have had some struggles.
Well, what I find interesting, I mean, for a team that had so much success in the ABA, they've never been a number one seed in the Western Conference, which is
they lost Dan Issel as their starting center, and I think ever since then it's
no, but I mean, still, I mean, that's how many years? We're talking 40 years, almost 50 years that they've been in the NBA, and this is going to be the first time they've ever been a number one seed in a conference. That's kind of ridiculous.
But most of the ABA teams, the leftovers, really haven't done anything.
Well, the Spurs, what do you mean? The Spurs, the Pacers, and the Nets, they've all gotten to the NBA Finals. Denver hasn't. Spurs have won a title, 5 titles for that matter. So
the Spurs are really the only ones then.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Denver had to have won a title, but to never have the best record. I mean, we've had lots of teams have the number one seed.
They need Michael Thompson back. It's not David Thompson, right? David Thompson,
yeah.
David
Michael Thompson, ex-Spur, ex-Laker, ex a lot of things.
But David Thompson was the Nugget, star.
Yeah.
Love those big. Remember the ABA cards? They were like this.
They were like that tall. Yes, yeah. Skywalker.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think Denver's going to mail this game in. We'll take Sacramento minus the points.
I like it. Denver's great at tanking. They seem when they want to stink, they really stink. And I got to say that game against the Rockets the other night, that was about as pathetic as it gets. I mean, all of a sudden they just decided not to play anymore. It's
I had Houston in that game. I didn't matter. I didn't mind. So
you won by 21 because Denver scored 0 in the second half. Team total under second half. Denver. What do you got for sale today at Pick Dogs? It's one of those days. I mean, you probably know guys like this too, where they don't make a lot of picks, and then on the last day of the seasons, like NFL or NBA, all of a sudden they really hit the card hard because they see all kinds of angles. It's like I'm generally not one of those people, but I know a lot of people that are.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 6 plays in the NBA today. I've got 1 play in the XFL. It's my XFL total of the year. I've got a 5-game package of the NBA. I've got a standalone play in the NBA, so 6 plays overall. I mean, it's the last day of the season. I just think there's a lot of okay stuff out there, but people should bear in mind it's also the last day of the season. So,
yeah, we'll see plenty of it. But anyways, thanks for joining us today, and have a great rest of your day. Always appreciate you stopping by, and plenty of baseball and NBA playoffs and everything to talk about. And I don't know. We always seem to find something to bet on all year round. It's even the Major League Baseball All-Star break is no longer days off anymore. So
for me it is.
Not for me. For me, it always seems to be more work than ever.
Well, good luck, Mitch. I'll talk to you, I guess, on Wednesday
right.
and Saturday. Okay. Adios.
Always do that wrong. Anyways, that was Big Al McMordie. He likes today's NBA card. He's got 6 picks in the NBA today. Got Al Ninos up next. Al's grabbing his shoulder. Maybe he's got the same injury that I have. Got a torn rotator cuff going under the knife shortly. So not sure how that's going to affect the show. We've done a bunch of shows where I've had surgeries before. So sometimes I've been a little loopy. Sometimes I've been basically ready to pass out. Sometimes we've had to just turn the lights off, and I've had to sit here in the dark because my face was mutilated. But we do whatever we can do to get it done. But I know this one, my doctor is already trying to paint a rosier picture of it. He said that I won't be doing any big aerials on my rollerblades in the near future.
Yeah, no, my left shoulder's kind of always bothered me, but Definitely not the biggest injury I've had to deal with, and not gonna stop us from showing up on the show. That's for sure. So, gonna have to keep living through that one, I guess.
Well, you got to see a doctor, man. That's what I finally did. It hurt. It hurt enough this time, and it turns out to be much worse than I could have possibly thought.
Yeah,
But
there's
anyways,
a couple things I need to see the doctor for, but I'll have to wait a little bit longer, I guess.
not that kind of doctor. Anyways, what do you got cooking today for everybody?
I'm gonna look at some NBA. Surprised Big Al has that much action today. I mean, I'm sure there's some value if you dig through it, but not a lot of teams playing for much today. That's for sure. As you mentioned, a lot of guys being benched. Sure, it's got to create some value somewhere. But we're gonna be looking at a game with a bit more playoff implications here. At least they're fighting for better spots. The Clippers, I'm gonna be looking at them. Looks like Kawhi Leonard will be playing his first 2 games of a back-to-back set in 2 years. So look for not sure how long he makes it into this game, but I do think he helps his team get off to a strong start here. And again, Clippers laying double digits right now. They should be able to win this one comfortably. The Suns not really playing for anything. They're resting all their starters. But the Clippers still fighting for a better spot, as I mentioned. And whether they cover that double digit or not, they should. But I do like them to get it off to a strong start, laying 3.5 in the first quarter. I'd rather be there than laying double digits in the full game. And again, don't know if they decide to shut down Kawhi Leonard at any point in this game. So if they do that, that could leave the back door wide open as well. So rather look at the Clippers early and lay the 3.5 in the first quarter.
I'm not a big first quarter better, so not something I'll be on. But anyways, what do you got for sale at Pick Dogs?
Got 5-pack, 3 in the MLB, which are also in a 3-pack of their own, with my best bet in the NBA and NHL. Can also find those individually as well. But again, best way to go is always a long-term 2-for-1 capper special if you want all the action.
All right, Al. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Up next, we got Wayne. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Mitch? What's going on, Pick Dog family?
Just trying to make a couple bucks betting on sports.
You already know how that go. Ready to when I get up out of here, I'm shooting straight to the casino. Got a couple online wagers today, but got a little cash bankroll I want to either turn into something or fuck up today. Excuse my language.
Well, what do you got cooking for everybody today?
We're gonna go to the game between Memphis at OKC today. Man, I want to start off by saying Memphis 51-30, second on the West. You got to give them that credit, man. They've been going through a lot this season with injuries, controversies, and through it all, man, they battled and they ended up with a good season. As of recently, they won their last one. They whooped the Bucks on the road. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're 4-6 in their last 10 on the road. We know they haven't been doing that well on the road. ATS, I think this is a good spot for them. Great value for them. We got OKC. We know they play great at home, but as of recently, they're only 2-8 at home. ATS. So if you've been on them recently, they've been on a little skid, and they're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 at home. I just like Memphis Grizzlies because they've been in this spot before, missing plenty of players all through the season. They're just more familiar with playing this way. They have a great bench. They've just won with their bench all season, way more deeper. The better defensive team, better rebounding team, and also in their last 3, they're also playing better offense as of recently than OKC. OKC, no slight to them. They've been playing good all season as well. Still got some good players in there today, Trey Mann and a few other ones. I just like the player from Memphis that they have in more, and I think it's just hard for them to get this win today. Way more valuable options on the court for Memphis. Way better defense still. Good rebounding team. I'll take them on the road to get this close out the season.
Yeah, I'm not 100% in with you on this one. I know that Memphis very little play for here. Hasn't been a spot that's favorable to them, but I don't know. I think the NBA is pretty much a crapshoot today. But like I said, there seems to be guys out there that seem to this is like where they roll. This is their very best stuff. So I'm going to leave it to those guys for the most part. What do you got for sale today at Pick Dogs?
I got 6 plays all together, 3 NBA, 3 MLB. I got a single play in the MLB out there for sale. My hit and run best bet in MLB. I got 1 play for NBA for sale. That's my Cujo big dog. Got my underdog money line play out there for sale for y'all. And as far as the 3-pack, I got my Shake Back Sunday 3-pack, which got 2 MLB and 1 NBA. Also got my playoff season pass that ends in June when the playoffs is over. So guys, hop on the NBA season pass and use that promo code PICK and save you a little money, and let's cash in this NBA.
Starts on Tuesday, right? Your playoff pass?
Yes, sir.
Includes Tuesday's games, the play-ins. All right, good deal, man.
All right, take care, Mitch.
Thanks for joining us. We're on the express version today. We got Jay Briggs in next, the holiday schedule, trying to get everybody in and out and on their way with their family. Jay, how's it going? Last day of the NBA season, last day for the Mavericks. Bittersweet, you know.
The team that shall not be named.
Yeah, but you know what? You look at like the Milwaukee Brewers last season and look to the start that they're off this year. Maybe they come back next year and just have a whole new focus because the talent is there on the roster. It's just
the thing is though the Milwaukee Brewers didn't make the conference finals the year before that.
Well, they made the playoffs more times in the last decade than anybody. I know it's crazy. In any professional sport, the Milwaukee Brewers over the last 10 years have made the playoffs more than any other team.
For real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy to even think that, but it is the truth. The Milwaukee Brewers are the most successful franchise as far as making the postseason.
Brewers.
I'm a wealth of useless knowledge.
Yeah, I see.
I've got it right here.
Yeah.
What do you got cooking for everybody today?
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to
Dallas.
Nah, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go to Houston. I'm gonna go to Washington, and I'll lay the points with Houston. I rather prefer Houston on the money line, but I do think they win this game. Looking at the lineup, this Rockets team, it's the same Rockets team that's been in there for majority of the season. Porter, Jalen Green, Kenyon Martin, Jabari Smith, and Sagoon. They have the more cohesiveness. And this Washington team, Goodwin, Davis, Kispert, Gill, and Jay Huff, a lot of rotational players. As we know, all their main guys are out for this one. Even their second-tier guys will not play in this one. I think the Rockets do get them a win to end their season. I like the money line a lot better, but laying the 4, I think is a good place to be as well. Rockets close out their season in a good way. That's how I'm coming today.
I like the way the Rockets have played down the stretch here. Certainly, when they don't have to worry about anything, they seem to have been at their best. They have some good young guys. I think this is the way that you do it. You kind of win at the end of the season, and hopefully it carries over into next year. There's 2 different ways of doing the process. One is just to lose, and continue to lose. The other one is to, hit the bottom and kind of try and bounce off of it. The Rockets, I think, have been losing for long enough at this point where it's time for them to go. That's what the Sixers did. That's what the Nets did. The Nets then gave up and started doing with free agency. But I think the Rockets don't have to because they've got a ton of picks to work with. So I expect the Rockets to, maybe if they do any trades or anything like that, it'll be for younger players with high upsides. So I like what the Rockets are doing. I like the way they're closing it out. I'm with you on this pick today as well. It's kind of like, and I hate to say this, it's kind of like what the Chicago Cubs are doing. I love what the Cubs are doing.
Yep.
Got rid of those veteran players 2 years ago, took it on the chin last year, and now have some good young guys there, So it's the way that it is.
Yep. Got to tear it down sometimes to build it back up, and hopefully you do it the right way.
Well, what do you got today at Pick Dogs?
Yes, sir. Today over at Pick Dogs, I think I got 4 in the NBA. Kind of heavier than I thought. I was planning on going super light, but I got 4 in the NBA and I got 1 in the MLB. I've hit 8 of 10 in the MLB to begin the season on the play of the day. So scoop up the play of the day in the MLB and scoop up the jam session play, or scoop up something long term. I'm gonna have my playoff pack like Wayne up real soon for everybody if you want to hop on that as we close out the season.
Yeah, I know we both had the Angels yesterday as our play of the day, and we're down 4-0. And I sent Romanelli the text shortly thereafter. Mike Trout is the greatest player in the history of the earth.
He did come through for us. I had him first 5 as well, so that was crazy. He came. He's done it
for me twice now this year. After many times of not doing it for me, but this year he's got me twice, so I'll take it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
One more nugget before I get out of here. This is the first year all 3 NBA teams in Texas have not made the playoffs. I just thought that was crazy. Rockets, Mavs, and Spurs, no playoffs. Sheesh.
It's not a good sign. It was like the first time that all 3 Florida teams were not ranked in the top 25, Florida State, and Miami. It was not a fun day. Yeah. But, better times ahead. So to me, it's like, I'd rather my team be all the way out of it if they're not going to win it all.
Yeah, they put
like,
me.
Don't set me up. Don't give me any hope.
Yeah,
I don't want hope. It's like hope is bad
for sure. And these next 2 guys up, I know their hockey teams got some hope, and neither one of them are going to do it. So.
No, they're going to get crushed.
Yeah, love those guys. But I'm out of here. Let's make some money today.
All right, Jay, have a good one. Jay Briggs, superstar. Next up, the Crane, Rod Zawacky. What's happening?
Not too much. How's it going today?
Your new nickname is the Crane. I love it.
Is the Crane?
You're the first Crane in sports handicapping. There's all kinds of, this guy, the bookie killer, the sharp, Vegas, this. Rod the Crane, Zawacky. I love it. I love it. I think it's a winner. I think it's a keeper. We'll let Ruffolo vote.
And I looked at the campground, and it would be a lake, so it was. If I'm trying to do the Crane on a boat.
We could do it on the end of the boat. Well, on the boat, on the end, because he does it on the end of the boat too.
On the end of the boat, I guess on the end.
We could open it.
Our legs are
doing. Remember, it starts like he's on the end of the boat.
Yeah, what he's doing this, and he's like, "You gotta learn balance." And I think he knocks him right into the boat.
Balance.
You must learn balance first, and then he wheels the boat, and in he goes. That's right. I forgot it was at the start at the end of the boat.
Well, what do you got cooking for us today?
Well, I got cooking today. We're going to go to Boston and Detroit, and we're going to take the over. You look, Cutter Crawford's going to get the start for this Boston team, and whoo, did he ever get worked in his first start? He went 4 innings, gave up 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 dingers in his 4 innings of work. And on the other side, you got Matthew Boyd going for Detroit. He went 4 innings as well, gave it 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 earned runs. So we're going to go with the over here. I think runs come early and often from both these pitchers. Maybe a little more from Boston with Cutter Crawford, the way he started. He looked awful. Detroit might get a win today, but you look, both teams 6-2 to the over to start the year. And even he gets later on in the innings, you look at the Detroit bullpen, and early on this season, it has not been good. It's got a nice 7.97 ERA. Boston, a little better on the relief end, only a 3.44 ERA once you get past these first 2 guys. So I think it's a struggle. We get double digits in runs here. Boston 5-0 to the over their last 5 on the road. Detroit 5-0 to the over in their last 5. Take the over in this one. Runs kind of early and often.
We're seeing a lot of runs this year in Major League Baseball, at least to start the season. We've had a few low-scoring games, but really the bulk of them have all been high-scoring. So, both these teams can swing the bat, and I don't even think we've seen the best of that from either of them yet. So, I'm with you on this one.
And then I like the over. I like the over. We also got we crushed the home run prop yesterday. Thanks to Sandoval tied it up late for us with that nice home run to tie it up. 5-5.
Salvi Perez.
That's Salvi Perez. Yeah,
that's it. Not the Panda.
Not the Panda. Salvi Perez got the home run, tied up late. So we're gonna go with Adam Duvall today of Boston. He's off to one heck of a start. He's got a 483 batting average. He's hit 4 dingers already. I think he can hit one today. Take Adam Duvall, nice little plus 425.
I'll tell you, Trout's home run was about 6,000 feet, but the Chapman's was a bomb too.
That was a bomb, yeah, in that game.
And that was a no-doubter. He got all that one.
He did get hold of that one. No doubter.
It was like I'm watching. I got the Angels. It's like, oh boy. It was like no one even turned around to look at it. It was
No,
like
they
it
didn't
was
even
like
move.
the outfielder didn't even like look to see if it was going to stay there. Everyone just stood there. Everyone was just like they didn't even want to look. And I was like,
Right?
yeah.
It was just like,
It's
it
like,
was one of those ones with like, oh, yeah, okay.
yeah, they didn't even do that. It was like, nah,
Yeah.
we're good. We're good.
We're good. Yeah. You heard the crack of the bat. Yep, we're good.
Well, what are you selling today? Everyone red hot at Pick Dogs.
Yeah, everybody's red hot at Pick Dogs. Over at Pick Dogs today. I have a nice 6-3 day. Looking to keep that rolling. I got my MLB Diamond Triple. You get 3 plays I love in today's MLB action. You got my $19 NHL Sniper play. We hit it yesterday with the Islanders. We're going to keep that rolling as well. $19. Scoop that up or grab something long term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. Or even better, grab my NHL pass. It's up there rest of the season. Get you all my NHL going right on through the playoffs. It's almost that time when we start with 16 teams. Chase Lord Stanley's Cup. I'm excited. It's going to be a great year this playoff season in the NHL. So definitely jump aboard. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save 50% off all your purchases over at Pick Dogs Premium.
All right. Well, thanks, Rod. Enjoy the day with your family, and we will see you tomorrow morning.
Definitely. You as well.
In the crane pose.
In the crane.
With the bandana around.
You're the best. Hooray!
All right, I'm good. That's when it's time for Rod to go. Last but not least, we bring in Chris Ruffolo. Chris, I woke up this morning, ate 6 Reese's peanut butter eggs, and I felt sick. 2 would have been more than enough, but it was 6. And I texted Romanelli. Romanelli always texts me first thing in the morning. He always says, "How you doing today?" And I always text back. And today I said, "Ate 6 Reese's eggs." He's like, "It's not even 6:15 a.m."
You found my stash. I knew I was missing some.
But it's that kind of day. Great day to sit on the couch, watch a ton of sports. Acknowledge your family and all that kind of good stuff. But what do you got cooking today? We're doing the express version here at Pick Dogs.
Yeah, I know. I was a little bit unprepared, but luckily I still had this one ready in the chamber to go. I do like the Seattle Mariners here against the Cleveland Guardians. I was on the Guardians. It was my $19 play yesterday. And, they let me down. They gave up those 3 runs early and just could not get anything going. Couldn't get back in it until it was too late. And I think that the Guardians are going to struggle again here. I mean, you got George Kirby going for the Seattle Mariners here. And the thing with George Kirby is that he does not give up a ton of hard contact. He doesn't walk a lot of batters. And that's just not a good sign here for a Cleveland Guardians team that really, when you look at them at the plate, they don't generate a ton of hard contact. They're the worst team in the majors so far this season in barrel percentage and hard hit percentage, second worst in exit velocity. And they just don't handle fastballs well, and that's not good considering that George Kirby throws his fastball almost 50% of the time, sitting around 45.4% of his pitch makeup is his fastball. So I think Seattle in a great spot here. Zach Plesac, he's been getting torched left and right going back, I believe almost 2 seasons now. Last season, he was terrible at home, and still can't forget about the fact this is a guy that hurt himself and ended up on the injured list putting on a shirt. So I'm going to go with the Mariners in this one with George Kirby, and we're getting a great price with him. I love Seattle in this spot.
Yeah, Cal Quantrill had me talking to myself yesterday, a little muttering going on. He was absolutely hideous, and the Guardians looking like going to get swept at home here if Jorge Kirby has his way. Kirby, I don't think he was his best. I think we have a couple of young pitchers going today across baseball. Hunter Brown, Kirby, some guys that we just did not see their best. Woodford, we just did not see their best last time out. We know they're all better than that. It'll be interesting to see how they do it. I think the Astros have other problems. It's called no Jose Altuve in the lineup. That's a different disease for a different day. But yeah, I could see this one. I'm certainly not rushing back to the Guardians after yesterday. It was depressing. And the thing is that they made a couple threats, and they were idle threats. They had a runner at third with less than 2 outs and couldn't get him home, trailing by a run. And it's like tough to win games that way.
Yeah, it was just like you said. It was just a bunch of empty threats from the Guardians, and I don't know how they're going to have any more success here against George Kirby. I thought they would have had it against Marco Gonzalez, but can't beat Gonzalez. I don't see having an easy time beating George Kirby here.
All right. Well, thanks. What do you got for sale today at Pick Dogs?
I unlike everybody else, I stayed away from the NBA today. I was having a hard time with those NBA videos yesterday, just with all the guys that are being ruled out here. So for me, strictly today, MLB and NHL. Got my $19 MLB pickoff play. Got that play as part of a 3-pack for MLB. And if you're on my long-term passes, any long-term pass, you get my my NHL thrown in there as well for today's action.
All right. I'm going to give out my pick while you're sitting here. I'll take the Marlins against the Mets. Carlos Carrasco going for the Mets today. Way overrated, this team. But the thing is, when you look at the prices on these lines, it's like they're begging you to take the Mets here against Braxton Garrett. Carrasco was batting practice last time out, and we've seen him when he's bad. He's really bad, and this could be a bad sign for Carrasco and for the Mets. We know Braxton Garrett sucks. I mean, we know that going in. But, you don't get that 3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, and a long ball, just 1 strikeout over that span. But, no one's ever due, especially when they don't have Altuve in the lineup. That's the problem. The Astros were terrible without Altuve last year. Terrible. Once he came back is when they went on the run. I love Hunter Brown, though. Man crush.
If you had to pick between Hunter Brown and George Kirby.
Kirby.
Okay, there you go. It's a little quicker than I thought it was going to be.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone, for joining us. It was an express edition of today's show. Chris, as always. And, of course, looking for our best bets, you can get over at the premium area. Use that discount code PICK. Get 15% off. Sign up for a sportsbook. That helps us a ton if buying picks isn't your thing. And, of course, check out all our videos. Smash those like buttons. Tell your neighbors. Tell your friends. And don't let your families annoy you. You give them a hug.